In today's episode, Mary asks, which industry, B2B or B2C, will benefit more from artificial intelligence? And that's a tough question to answer. But my inclination is that B2B will enjoy more of the benefits of AI with fewer of the costs. And here's why. When you're talking B2C, we're talking business to consumer, we're talking about many times scale, the ability for a chatbot to be able to run on your website and address millions of people, handle customer service issues and things like that. Personalization, doing RFM analysis, doing predictive forecasting for customers. All of that is incredible value that AI can unlock for a B2C company. But one of the challenges that comes with that is scale. If you've got millions of customers, you have a compute problem in the sense that it costs a lot of money to deploy some of these engines at scale. If you're using an API-based service like OpenAI, for example, every time you hit that API, you're costing money. And if you're sending out 1 million messages or 1 million tweets or things like that, the bill gets pretty big pretty fast, to the point where for the largest enterprise B2C companies like Target or Walmart, for example, it's going to be more cost effective for them to build their own in the long run, because of just the sheer scale, the sheer amount of scale they have. B2B companies typically don't have that problem. B2B companies have audiences in the thousands rather than the millions, have addressable audiences in the thousands rather than the millions, and they have the same needs for customization, personalization, forecasting, generation. But because the scale is so much smaller, they can afford to use the nicer stuff. They can afford to build an integration with OpenAI, for example. And instead of having millions of people hitting their app, they might have 500 people hitting a chat GPT-like app within the company. And so their bills will be much lower, but those tasks that AI handles will make them far more efficient, make them far better at their jobs. And so as I look at the landscape, both B2B and B2C companies stand to benefit substantially from the use of AI, particularly the use of AI in marketing, AI in sales, etc. But B2B companies feel like, and this is subjective opinion, but B2B companies feel like they will be able to benefit more from the particular strengths of AI without the costs of scale. They will be able to use more computationally expensive technologies because, again, you don't have to deliver massive volume. For example, inside of a CRM package, you might have something like a chatbot, like a chat GPT in there to help construct dialogue or to generate messages. In those situations, a B2B company might not have the same latency demands that a B2C company might. Example, you are on a B2C company's website and you're working with the chatbot. You expect that chatbot to be fast and responsive, to get back to you, to answer as though it were a real person. Contrast that with something like in B2B where you're in your marketing automation software and you tell it to generate a bunch of tweets. You're okay if it says, like, yeah, come back in 5 minutes, right? And it'll be done. Like, okay, cool. I'll go on to another thing on my to-do list and let it do its thing. That difference in expectations means that B2B companies will be able to leverage the more computationally expensive models because people are okay with that experience. They're used to an experience where, yeah, there is some batch processing, there's some delay, etc. Whereas consumers in B2C are a lot less tolerant of that kind of thing. So, again, both types of industry will benefit from AI, but I definitely see B2B as being able to use it more and to get greater benefit from it. It's a really interesting question. So thank you for that. Take care. I'll talk to you soon. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button.